this on the right-hand side, not me, but on the right-hand side is what I predicted every team to do. And then we are on the official NFL app where they predicted how every team was going to do win-wise. Okay, so I have the Chiefs at 15 to 17 wins this season. And FanDuel is guessing Kansas City Chiefs to have 11.3. So you can see like the ceiling. They get more involved in the numbers than I do, right? But their ceiling 12.5 wins, floor 9 to 7, and then their FanDuel over under 11.5. They also go on to say that the Chiefs return to the playoffs in the 75% of models. Think of 65% as significant, signifying an extremely strong chance. It's just another indicator that Patrick Mahomes and co. are at an elite level. I should add that this projection presumes Chris Jones does return to the team in a timely fashion. This is interesting. They have them at their ceiling at 12 wins. I have the Chiefs going potentially 15 and 17. Going on to the Bengals. So I have the Bengals at 12 and 14. FanDuel has them at roughly 10, potentially maybe getting to 12 wins and going as low as 9 wins. And then losing not one, but 2 upper tier safeties in the offseason is never an easy thing for a defense to overcome. But the good news is the Cincinnati's new starters at this position aren't brand new to the NFL. 2022 first-round pick Dax Hill got a chance to learn behind Jesse Bates and Von Bell before they departed this offseason. And Nick Scott was a 16-game starter for the Rams last year. Also, there was a lot of option for defensive back formations with the team's veteran corners. Sidebar, I played a lot of chess this summer, and the Bengals cornerback Chido Azazi and the Chiefs linebacker Drew Tranquil are both excellent at chess. It is just a coincidence that they're on top teams. I say no. So, they're predicting these teams to go a lot lower than I would have predicted, but I mean, I guess they're kind of in that ballpark. They predicted 10, so that would have been a tier down from what I was predicting, because I'm predicting 12 and 14. I'm predicting that the worst the Bengals do is the best that they're predicting the Bengals to do. Buffalo Bills. They have the Buffalo Bills at 10 wins with a ceiling of 12 and as low as 8.7. I have the Bills at 15 and 17, which I'm going to sit here and say it. I said it on that live stream when I was doing it, that it's going to be a stretch, and I'll say it again. The Bills going 15 and 17 is going to be something that they're going to have to really work for, and that they're going to have to hope that players are not getting injured. They're going to have to play at a top tier level the entire season. Not saying the Chiefs don't have to, but I think it's going to be a lot harder for the Bills to get to a 15 to 17 win season than it would be the Chiefs. Got to have a lot of drive. Von Miller starting the season on the PUP list, which pushes the ceiling down a bit, but I'm still projecting the Bills to win their 4th straight AFC title. Buffalo's offseason roster moves should lead to new formation opportunities on both sides of the ball. The Bills used 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers at the lowest rate of any teams last season per Next Gen Stats, and they played nickel defense 5 DBs at the highest rate of any team. They should be able to mix it up more now, getting healthier, and safety specified helps a bunch too. Here's the thing about the Bills too. Josh Allen has to stop taking those hits. That's just that simple. Von Miller being out, can be very, very crucial to the team, but it seems like he's only crucial at crucial moments, if that makes any sense. Like throughout the entire game, he doesn't seem to be that big of a threat. It's only when they absolutely need him, they throw him out there and he performs well. Baltimore Ravens. I have the Ravens potentially going, where do I have the Ravens? At 9 to 11 wins. And they have them at a ceiling of 12 and as low as 7.7 with an average of 10 wins. So we're in the ballpark there. Note that the Ravens' ceiling is higher than that of the Bengals. This is due to the Cincinnati having a tougher strength of schedule. Yeah, if you look at the Ravens' schedule, they usually have the easiest schedule out of almost any team in the league. It's ridiculous. Based on opponents' 2022 winning percentage, after winning the division last season, the Ravens often have a high variance between their floor and the ceiling. But this year is less about the offense and more about whether the defense will come together, especially at the top, to stop the pass. Roquan Smith was electric after coming to Baltimore via midseason trade last year. But with Marlon Humphrey likely out for at least a couple games after undergoing foot surgery and some questions about the pass rush, even after bringing in veteran Jadeveon Clowney, stopping the aerial attack could be difficult. And in an extremely competitive AFC North, margins are razor thin, which is very true. The Ravens right now do have a little bit harder of a division, which makes their season a little harder. Last year, the Steelers weren't doing good. The Bengals were not off to a great start last season, and so they were able to actually get a few very easy wins. This year, the Bengals might just come right out of the gate doing good, and if that's the case, then the Ravens are going to have a lot harder time. The Steelers are trending upward. Trending upward, I will say that lightly. With the New York Jets, we are looking at potentially 10 wins. There's a lot of hype with Aaron Rodgers. There's a lot of hype with the whole team being rebuilt in this offseason. And a lot of people are really sold on it. A lot of people are really sold that this team's going to do that 8 minimum, 12 ceiling. We're going to have those 10 wins, playoff contention, maybe even Super Bowl contention. I'm not sold on it. I have the Jets in the 6 to 8 category. The reason for that is because normally, even though a lot of those players are used to playing with each other, there's still a lot of new players, and it's a new organization and new atmosphere and everything of that nature that might take some getting used to. And I don't think chemistry is going to be built this season. I think it's going to be just like there this season. I think it's going to be built over this season and be there next season. And so potentially the Jets doing better next year. But for this year and this season, I'm thinking 6 and 8. They have them at potentially 10 wins. The Jets make the playoffs, either as the division winner or as a wild card, in 54% of simulations. That number would be higher if they were in the NFC, but it's still a strong figure. For context, the only teams over 66% are the Eagles, 49ers, and Chiefs. I kind of agree with that. For the NFC, yeah, I guess I could. I mean, I don't really know any other team that could potentially do that in the NFC. And possibly the Cowboys. I dare say the Cowboys could probably make the playoffs steadily. But they have the AFC. They only have they're saying only teams. They only have 3 teams. I would say the Cowboys could probably make it, and I would think the Bengals could make it, and the Bills. I can't believe that the 66%. Okay, I mean it is hard. It is hard to get into the postseason.